So while Hawks head General Godfrey Lebeya did not want to be drawn into whom the cases of high treason were opened against, he says the Priority Crimes Unit will not hesitate to arrest anyone should the prosecutorial authority find high treason was committed.
There are 4 dockets that have been opened by different people, maybe from different political parties, that concern some individuals that may have crossed the border to go and communicate some of the things that are perceived to be in the direction of high treason. I don't want to mention the names of organizations, but as you correctly say, there are some organizations that are suspected to be involved, but certain complainants have indicated that this and that organization seems to be the ones that are actually advocating something that appear to be high treason. We are investigating, it's at the initial stage of the investigation. Those type of crimes, you need to be careful in the way in which you collect that evidence.
And if sufficient evidence exists, arrests could follow.
When the time comes, at the conclusion of the investigation, the National Prosecuting Authority will determine as to whether with what we have collected is sufficient for anyone to be secured before court. On our own, we do not just go and arrest, and then when we arrive at court, we find that no, there is nothing that these individuals have to answer. So we are working closely with the National Prosecuting Authority to check as to whether the content of the affidavits that we shall have put together, as well as other material evidence, is sufficient for the NPA to make a decision to proceed with the prosecution.
And if it is so, indeed, if that evidence then points to any acts of high treason, I guess, then of course, based on that, that's what you're saying, based on that, then arrests would be affected.
Yeah, if there is evidence and then the National Prosecuting Authority direct that we need to secure the attendance of the accused, we don't discriminate. Anyone who commits crime must know that we will be doing that without fear, favor or prejudice.
Well, Lebeya was speaking during South Africa's national strategy to prevent and combat transnational organized crime.
Drugs, the coming in of drugs into the country is one greatest problem. The theft of vehicles out of this country going out is also number 2, and the illicit goods coming into the country, be it cigarettes, textile, is a huge problem. Of course, there is a number 4, which is the cybercrime, which affect a lot of people in this country, where their monies are siphoned by international criminals. Those are things that makes one not to be easy.
But is there enough cooperation from other countries?
There is cooperation to a certain extent, not all. Other countries, especially repatriations of people, it just don't really easily happen. Some, even the repatriation of vehicles, it's also easy said than done. When it comes to implementation, it just don't happen.
Chriselda, SABC News in Pretoria.